today's webinar topic. We talk about be more dynamic. Okay, as you see the last 10 years, how construction industry going through a lot of changes, and if you're looking at last 10 years, see people are investing in the technology in terms of different product portfolios, be it project portfolio management, project management, or drones, or 3Ds, or BIM technology, all that. Today we're going to focus more on the ERP system, how it's going to help you to ensure that you're in a project profitable. As you've seen in the construction industry, there are many moving parts, right? Like in the entire project life cycle, there are many moving parts starting from estimation till your client or a subcontractor billing. Okay, so all these elements are a crucial part of your project success. So that's the reason we are taking this webinar to talking about how you have to be more dynamic in this industry today to run your project profitable, and therefore you can bring in your productivity efficiency as part of your project success. So NAVBUILD is a vertical solution built on the Microsoft 360 platform, which is certified from Microsoft for the industry solutions, which help you to manage entire project lifecycle, starting from estimation to client billing and your subcontractor billing, including accounts and finance module. Okay, the good part is that it provides the complete connected construction platform, managing all your aspect of your project management. It is more of the unified construction platform that connect all your stakeholders and your back office, front office, site people in a single platform to collaborate each other. Also bring in your single data for informed decision making. Okay, today Microsoft BC and NAVBUILD is available on both on-premise as well as cloud deployment, as we can run and operate anywhere across any device, be it your web or a mobile or tablet clients. Okay, also NAVBUILD is sold and through Microsoft Dynamics partner across the globe. Today, NAVBUILD works for any customers or any customers in the engineering, construction, or contractors, whether be it your civil contractors, be it your real estate developer, or be it your MEP HVAC contractors, or if you're a fit out contractors or any government facility contractors. NAVBUILD fit their unique process across the project life cycle. So we'll showcase today more on the standard engineering construction life cycle in the demonstration today. So the product is built on Microsoft Dynamics platform, which is a very single comprehensive industry solutions for a Microsoft platform, which will offer you complete financial management, project management, supply chain management, and reporting analytics, and sales service management. Right? In this, we talk about how we can bring in your data intelligence to streamline your process. So with this, Microsoft provides the core 4 pillars. It's called modern. Microsoft invests today majorly on how we can bring the customer experience while accessing the application, be it your web or your mobile platform or your tablet client. You can access anywhere on using the same look and feel user experience with the modern technology. When it comes to unified, Microsoft helps you to ensure that all your data and your processes are standardized. Ensure that you have a informed decision making with the right data in real time. Okay. When it comes to intelligence, Microsoft provide the artificial AI and machine learning technology, which help you to ensure that you take a right data, right decision making with real time data sets. We talk about adaptability, which is a core and important for your core user to use the applications, because today the people use Excel sheet, MS Project, or other tools. With this BC applications, people quickly adopt and short learning curve. And moreover, all these applications are strongly built in with the pre-built connector. You can seamlessly collaborate with Excel, Word, or Notes, or Teams, and all the platform. Therefore, you will not see much change in terms of the look and feel, also the operation perspective. Okay. Besides, Microsoft provides a power platform. This is called low code, no code application. If you want to extend your application to your third party people in terms of collaborations, or you want to bring in the workflows, or you want to bring in the analytics, yes, you can do that with the power platform. Okay. So in this platform, what we have done is we have built applications for engineering construction industry. So you can see all this, the blue boxes, what we have customized to meet the nuances of your construction industry, starting from your RFI or tender management, estimation. NAVBUILD provides very complex and comprehensive rate analysis card, or the RA card, which help you to ensure that you estimate your project with granular level of data. Therefore, you'll have a complete budget with actual report tracking each and every VOQ level. Okay, and complete project management, which comes with you can define your WBS level, you can do all that, and then you can do budgeting. You can define from estimation, you can convert into budgeting with the baseline budget. You can track your all your budgeting activity. Okay. Also, system can provide you complete subcontract management, procurement activity with give you complete multiple use cases, be it your blanket order or rate contract with your vendor or subcontractors, or if you have a kind of RFQ process, you want to bring in your vendor to evaluate your vendor rating, you can do that. All can be managed and possible. In case if you have a joinery or production facility for a free map activity, your system help you to manage your manufacturing as well for free fabrications, all that. Again, all the blue boxes, what we customize to meet your industry needs are. Okay, we'll demonstrate today in the session. We also have all the green boxes, what they are offering a value addition to you. One is called mobility. With help of Microsoft Dynamics, you can see and take all your activity with your approval process or a site activity or your leadership team looking at all the KPI metrics. You can do it with your either tablet client or with the mobile client, any kind of iOS or Android platform or in Windows platform. When you come to enterprise portal, NAVBUILD offers two kind of portal, one for your vendor, and talk about vendor collaboration. Next one for a customer collaboration to update your project status, payment notifications, or bring in your onboarding your vendor, onboarding customers, all that. Okay. And when it comes to the approval notification, NAVBUILD offer you a very enterprise class workflow, which help you to ensure that maker and checker on each and every transaction for your process. And most importantly, NAVBUILD offers you a complete integration with MS Project or a Primavera. If you use for a scheduling activity, we can bring in all your scheduling activity into ERP. Therefore, you can relate your costing with your scheduling activity. Therefore, you can see all your earned value reports and analysis. Okay. Besides, NAVBUILD offers set of the industry analytics and dashboards reports for you to ensure that you'll take an informed decision making with the right data. NAVBUILD offers two flavors, one for the contractor who execute the project and one for the people who do real estate developer who sell properties, right? So again, you have the option to choose one solution for both. If you're a real estate developer or real estate contractor, if you're offering both, you can take one, or you can start with the contracting piece. You can have option both choice to available to you. Okay, let's explore each one. If you are a contractor, system help you to ensure and manage all aspects of your project life cycle, starting from your pre and post bid process, manage your tendering, bank guarantee, in terms of tender documentation, all that. Also manage your review estimation process, subcontracting, PO work orders, invoicing, milestone billing or a progressive billing, and also analyze your budget actuals, project monitoring, project work in progress, all that. Also can track all your book mechanisms, audible, running bill mechanisms, all can be managed with NAVBUILD. Okay. If you are a real estate developer, you do just develop and sell to customers. Again, the promotion module, which help you to manage entire the sales, pre-sales activity, starting from your lead gen activity, have a customer contacts and customer, all the activity tracking in terms of pre-sales. Also do the KYC process, booking, cancellations. In case the customer asking for any changes in your flat or property, you can do that as well. Also manage your registrations, and then agreement part, everything can be managed. Also, customer want to change your swapping of your unit cancellations or change the unit or customer change, you can absolutely possible. And also manage your customer demand note, milestone align with your overall sale value. And also you can define your property masters, be it a villa, be it a flat, whatever you can define in terms of complete inventory visibility, inventory masters, all can be managed. Also, you can define amenities in terms of your clubhouse or other things can be managed within NAVBUILD itself. Okay, and finally you can hand over the registrations, hand over process. Also, we have customer portal which help you to manage. You can bring in your customer part of your core process and then update your project progress or invoice matching or payment reconciliation. All can be managed. Plus, we also have a land bank module which help you to acquire and manage your land register and land purchase activity. All can be managed with land bank module. Okay. So what NAVBUILD help you to manage and run your project today? The core important part is that how you can digitize your business process. Today, there are 4 core pillars. Okay. One is called data, second is called process, the third is called best practices, and the project performance and governance. The core 4 plus the governance part, very important to run your project profitable. As you've seen in your project, project profitability always relation with your productivity and efficiency of your content project. If any change in one of your activity, it definitely devastating effect in terms of your schedule or profitability or other, cost overrun or schedule overrun. So NAVBUILD ensure that data starting from estimation to the client billing, our single data source of truth, which will be available and across your department, connecting your across stakeholders, ensure you provide the right data to all your department people. Next is called process session. Hello. Amish, audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are
We're able
audible.
to hear you, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I just thought. Next, when it comes to process standardization, how you can standardize your process contributing to your minimizing your wastages in terms of duplicating entry, data redundancy, all can be managed with providing a complete workflow to all your users and all your department people. Therefore, you will see the level of efficiency and productivity connecting your site people, back office people, supply chain people. Therefore, you can take a project driven supply chain activity in terms of jobs demand planning or your site monitoring with respect to the MRP all activity for your both subcontracting labor activity as well as a PO activity. Talking about both work order as well as PO activity. Okay, when it comes to best practices today, all your people with knowledge, experience, for example, estimation process. Today, you may using your Excel sheet for managing estimation. What happened? You are with one individual who have a lot of expertise in terms of creating RA masters, defining a recipe for your project in terms of RA card, price management, rates, overheads, all for each and every BOQ activity. Now, if you want to bring into system to automate this process and bring best practices, therefore, you are building a RA library for your business process. Therefore, if in case tomorrow the person leaves, you have all your library of your RA card. Therefore, you can able to quick ensure you can replicate your knowledge and the process across your enterprises. Okay. Next is called if in case how you can if any change or change order comes in, how you can manage that. Okay. We create a set of the best practices across all the department. Ensure that you bring in your project governance as part of your project. Okay. When it comes to performance, NAVBUILD offers set of reports, analytics, and dashboards which help you to ensure that from the estimation and till the project closure, you will see real-time visibility of things like a budget actuals, project profitability, project health, project WAP tracking in terms of your procurement activity. You can be tracked. Also, you can committed cost, actual cost, estimated cost, and then your budgeted cost. These are 4 costs very important. You can track each and every aspect of your project life cycle. Okay, and when it comes to project governance, this is very important. Ensure that you can define a unified process across your enterprises to ensure that the governance very important to manage your project life cycle. Most importantly, with the help of Microsoft Dynamics platform and NAVBUILD, which help you to bring in collaboration with your stakeholders, be it your internal or external stakeholders to bring in efficiency. Okay, one is called VMP 365 is called vendor portal. System help you to bring in your vendor as part of your this process. Therefore, you can onboard your vendor. You can bring in your vendor into system with bring in your GST, validation, PAN card, all that. Therefore, you can avoid your data redundancy, data duplications, also minimize your time, wasting on the getting your RFQ code, compare the code, all that. Okay. Next is called Site App, which help your site people to connect with your back office project people. You can see all the activity, assigning activity, tracking your inbook mechanisms, tracking the GR at the site level, tracking the stock is given to subcontractor, how much received back or any wastages, all can be managed. Also, if you want to bring in your checklist to do activity as part of your site activity, you can bring in that. Therefore, you can monitor each and every activity. In case if you're SLA to update your customer what happening at the site activity, you can bring in that and update your customers. Also uploading your masters, so uploading your images, site images, or your videos. Okay. Next is called integration with CAD or Revit tool to bring in your BOQ. Okay. NAVBUILD provide two set of tools. One is called the Excel add-on, which help you to import your Excel to bring in UBQ data to ERP systems. Next is called integrating with the Revit or CAD tool, where you can bring in your BOQ data into ERP systems. And mostly the fourth point is that how you can use your document management is very important, vital for your construction company. Therefore, you can bring in all your documents, be it your drawings, be it your approval documents, or any PDF or any legal documents you want to bring in as part of the project, or any transaction, you can bring in that with the SharePoint collaboration, and that can be used across the enterprise with a set of security and workflows. Okay. How NAVBUILD help you to drive project success and profitability with pre-built connectors in terms of solution built on Microsoft platform. One is called rate card or rate analysis automation. We bring in this expertise. We can bring in the BOQ, WBS, and Oracle automation. Therefore, you can estimation can be done quickly. Therefore, you can submit to tender quickly. Therefore, you can see a quick advantage in terms of winning your bid. Okay, and tight project control when we integrating with MS Project and Primavera, also tracking your all the costing elements, you can do that, and seamless collaborations in terms of tracking your inbook mechanisms. You want to working with the PMC or your architect in terms of getting their approval process again possible. Again, bring in the vendor portal and customer portal, and most importantly, real-time visibility of your project data. So if you selected customers who use NAVBUILD as part of the digital transformations across your real estate constructions, interior fit out contractors, HVAC, MEP contractors, or EPC companies, or people who do precasting or PEP companies, also the building company, they use NAVBUILD for their part of the project success. So with this, I'll take the floor to my colleague Sachin for the product demonstration. Sachin, over to you.
Thank you, Prakash. Hi, everyone. Let me take you through the quick demonstration on the product, look and feel of the product. So this is an NAVBUILD product which is built on Microsoft Business Central, and it is available already available on the Microsoft Navision as well. So as Prakash rightly cued me in, so NAVBUILD is a solution for an entire project-based industry, which starts with the tender process, which is estimation, till your customer billing and your vendor payments. So you can have an end-to-end process with this NAVBUILD. So it starts with the estimation management. So where you can manage your customers, leads and the customers, opportunities from the estimation, which is a pre-qualification. So you can have your pre-qualifications created in this opportunity. Who is the customer and against which, what kind of a project it is, and what is the stage of the project. So you can have that monitored here. And once after the pre-qualification has been done, you will have an estimation process where you will receive a tender from the customer, tender document from the customer, pre-bid document from the customer. And you will have an option to import this estimation, import the BOQs which from the customer by two ways. So if you are a design and build customer, you will have a Revit, you will have a drawing in the Revit, you will have a model in the Revit where you will define all your categories and families in the Revit. And from here, once you click on the option here, so you will have an integration from Revit to the NAVBuild. So what system will do is, so system will copy all your families, product, and categories into the NAVBuild as a BOQ automatically. So there is no manual intervention. So uh, based on whatever the categories or families which has been created in the components which has been created in the Revit, so it will directly go into the NAVBuild as a BOQ. So for each and every BOQ, system will automatically calculate the length, width, height, and number of quantity, and what is the UAM. So all these dimensions, so which system will automatically calculate from the Revit, and it will get imported into the NAVBuild application. And this is one type of integration. And the next one is the Excel, so which is commonly used as a tender document. So once client gives us with the Excel document for the tender, so you will have the description, quantity, and floor wise, or it can be a floor wise or consolidated. So in this Excel, you will have an add-on from us. So saying you will have option, you will have provision to configure the Excel versus NAVBuild. So what is the Excel? How much you can import multiple sheets, multiple files of Excel, multiple sheets of Excel, and you can have it imported at once. So you don't have to copy and paste, and you don't have to worry about the migrations of data from Excel to the NAVBuild. And once you work on the rate analysis and arrive at your cost or price, the quoting price for the client, you can again export it back from the NAVBuild to the Excel, to the client's Excel here. Okay. And system will automatically bring the rate, amount, and supply rate, if it is a supply rate or installation rate. So however you are going to, client has given us the format, in the same format, system will automatically bring out the unit price, so which you are going to quote it to the client. Okay. So this is the two types how you can import and export the BOQs from the Revit or the Excel to the NAVBuild. Okay. And in the NAVBuild, you will have an option. Once the BOQs are imported here, it will be imported in this kind of a page. Okay, so where you can always see the full description of the BOQs in your right. You can see your descriptions of the BOQ simultaneously, and you can work on the arrays for each and every BOQ item. So you will have a control on during your estimation or during your project as well. So system will control you based on the rate analysis which has been created. So these rate analysis can actually be pre-configured before any of your projects starts. Okay, so you don't have to rework each time when the tender is received or when the project is awarded. We don't have to rework on each of the rate analysis. We can have a master rate analysis, and that can be applied to multiple projects. So that is the that is a huge challenge which we as an industry face during the project execution, project planning. Yeah, so that actually is eliminated. So you can use the same rate analysis, master rate analysis, in different BOQs and with your different projects. So now just doing in the rate analysis here. So these are the master rate analysis. You can define the rate analysis as a master or at the project level. So only for that particular project, if you want to create a rate analysis, even that is possible. So for each activity, you will have to create a rate analysis, and where you will have the breakup of what are all the items we are going to use, what are all the labor we are going to use, and what are all the machines we are going to use. So all these can be factored in the rate analysis with the wastage quantities and with your cost for the rate analysis. Okay, so in case if you want to factor an overhead for your rate analysis, in that case you will have a provision here to fix your overheads for the particular rate analysis and calculate your cost accordingly. Okay, so this way you will calculate the unit cost here. If you see, system has a capacity to bring out the unit cost from the previously purchased cost. Based on the project, the system will automatically bring you the previous purchase cost, so that you don't have to type in the rate each and every time when you create a rate analysis. Okay? And of course, you can update your rates anytime you want from the item master. So coming back to the estimation, so once in the estimation, you will have an option to provide the overheads in the estimation, so the overheads percentages, and if you want to factor any additional margins in that cases, you will have an option to have your margins in case the project has any retention or admin charges or advance. You can always mention that. You can use the nav bill for various types of billing, like progressive billing, which is a running account bill, and you can use it for the milestone billing as well, and you can use it for the fixed bill as well. Okay. So you will have a duration, so you can enter your durations of the projects here, and if you want a high level estimation cost and estimation price of the project, you will be able to see here, and system is automatically going to give you what is the overall profit for the project. And once the tender is being submitted, so you will have an option to export it back to the Excel in the Excel. So it's like nav to Excel. You will have a system will automatically export the rates or prices into the Excel, and you can submit it to the client. So once you submit it to the client and the clients awards the projects to us, so you will have an option to create the project from the estimation. So which means system will automatically copy that all the BOQs, all the cost and agreed prices from the estimation to the project. Okay, so now moving into the project management module, so you will have jobs. So this is where system will create all your projects. So now here in this project, you will have a budget validations. So you can assign a project to people who are going to work, and only those people can access those projects. So those kind of roles and permissions can be set into the system as a user configurable. It can be based on your company's need, company's requirement. So system will show you all your BOQs, and you will have an option to import the start date and the planned start date and the end date from your MSP. Okay, so you will have an option to break your BOQ in your WBS lines, so WBS activities, so which we actually do in the MS project. So we will break down. Yeah.
So one second. So just want to ask your audience, how many of them using the Excel sheet or any other tool for the estimation process? You can just maybe choose the chart window, or you can use the a hand to raise your hands. Yeah. If you're using any systems or Excel sheet currently to manage your estimation process. Just waiting to see the response here.
Yeah, okay.
Because from the experience, people use mostly an Excel sheet for the entire RA and estimation process. That's why we built a multiple RM tool to ensure that you can use your productivity and the timeline to ensure the efficiency is part of your. Also bring in your RA library to ensure that you can manage your multiple projects at a time. Yeah, go ahead, Sachin.
Thank you. So we were in the scheduling part. So where you can import your plan, start date, and the end date in the NAVBUILD from your MS project. So generally, ideally, if you are doing the scheduling in the MS project, you will have a direct option, just like in your Excel. You will have option to integrate from your MSP to the NAVBUILD. And in case if you want to amend your schedule, or if you want to change your adjust your schedule as the project commences, so even from NAVBUILD, you can export it back to the MS project, and you can reschedule it and import it back to the NAVBUILD. So that compatibility NAVBUILD is going to provide you on that compatibility level. And here, if you see, your system is going to show you what is the budgeted cost. So what is the cost of the budget? What is the against the budget cost? Or what is the usage? what is a billable, so what should be billable and what is actually billed. So system is going to give you an overview of the project progress in this page. In this page itself, in a summary page. And in case if you want a detail level information, you can just click on any of the values here. So system will automatically drag down to the actual transaction and actual usage. Okay. So in case if you're going to click on to the invoice, so what is invoice? If you're going to click on that, system will automatically redirect you to the sales invoice, which has been created to the customer. And so you will have these kind of an inter product links in throughout the NAVBUILD. So wherever, if you see in your right hand side, you will have a fact boxes. So saying what is the total resource cost and what is the total item cost and what is the total cost of the budget and what is the actual cost which is incurred based on the usage and what is the billable and what is the invoiced. So this system is showing for the entire project, and here you can view that particular information as a BOQ level. Even if you want to view that in your item and resource level, even that system is going to support you for that. So now moving on to the once the project is defined, and in the project you can define your budget validations. So in case if you're going through a milestone basis billing, so you can define your milestones in this milestone lines, and you can define your milestone percentages. So however the progress of the project is, so system will automatically create the invoice. So you will have an option to create an invoice based on the milestone. Okay? And you will have an option to link this milestone if you want. You will have an option to link the milestone with the BOQ items as well. So here, if you see, you will have a budget validation option, so which tells you allow with warning or disallow. It's more like a budget control on the project team. So if you're going to if you're going to give a disallow here, system is not going to allow the project team to even request for material more than the budgeted quantity. So that's how the system is going to validate, and system is not going to allow them at all. So in case if you are going to allow them with the approval, with a separate approval workflow, in that case, system will allow them to go through a workflow which has been pre-configured in the system, which can be pre-configured in the system. Okay, so this is kind of a budget control. So this can be defined in the project level as well. So project to project, it may vary also. You can define that as well. So this is about the project scheduling and the planning part. And moving on to the material management. So it starts from the purchase acquisition. So which comes from the project team. So where system automatically suggests you. So in spite of what is actually required in the project, system is going to suggest the project team. So what material should be needed based on the start date and end date in the schedule which we have imported into the system. So when the project team will provide the start date and end date of the requirement of the material, so system is automatically going to suggest you this material quantity. Okay, so based on the budget, system is automatically going to. So there will not be any manual entering or manual requirement raised by the project team in the system. So in case if you're going to allow the requisition even more than the budget, system is going to highlight you as red throughout your purchase flow when you receive a material until it has been used. System is going to highlight that in some red color. Okay. And if you see here, the system is going to show you what is the budgeted quantity. So for each and every item here, so system is going to show you what is the budgeted quantity. So what's been approved from the project manager so far, and what has been unapproved. It's been created as a requisition, but it's not been approved. And what is the ordered quantity and how much is being received at site. And you will have an option to show you what is the stock on hand, and if it is transferred from project A to project B, so in that case, system is going to show you what is the transfer in and out quantity here. So this is not just available as a fact boxes here. So it will be available as a report. So anytime for a particular period of time, the project manager can take the report and review the report, project progress and project material consumption. So based on the project, so based on the requisition from the project, the purchase team will have a unified screen. So for both the requisition for the material or the resources. So whatever the requisition is, purchase team will have a unified screen as job demand planning. So where you will be able to see for all the projects, the purchase team can will be able to see for all the projects what are the requests been created and what is the item which is being created and how much quantity is being requested. So if the purchase team wants to issue an order for the multiple, so this screen will help the purchase team to create orders multiple for the multiple vendors and create the request for quote in case if they are going through a quotation and the quotation comparison process. System will allow you to create multiple RFQs and multiple POs at once. So they just have to type in what kind of a transaction which you're going to offer. So whether it's going to be a direct purchase order or it's going to be a through RFQ. So based on that, system will allow you to select the vendor here. And once you click on the make order from here, system will release, float the quotations to the vendors and float the orders to the vendors. So in case of orders, the system is not going to directly float the orders to the vendors. So wherein there will be a landing page as a purchase order that you will be working on the purchase order like other taxation part or other charge items. So if there is any charges, transportation charges or unloading, loading, those kind of things can be added in the purchase order and then it can be created and it can be floated to the vendor. Now, speaking of the quotation, you will have an option in the vendor portal. So as Prakash rightly said before, we have a vendor portal. So that system we will be providing the vendor the access to the portal. So they will be able to log into the portal with the username and password which is given to them. And the RFQs which is being created from the NAVBUILD system. So it's automatically going to reflect into the vendor portal. So vendor can themselves can open the portal and they can view what is being requested from the company. Okay. So what is the item, how much quantity is being requested, and if in case if you have any terms and conditions specified in the RFQs, so even that vendor will be able to see these terms and conditions. And vendor will have an option to create a quote from here. So whereas it will redirect them to a quotes page where they will be allowed to enter the rate. So there will not be any chances of the vendor to change the quantity or change the spec of the material. Instead, there will be only one option to enter the rate, and if there is any discount percentages, they can enter the discount percentages. So once or in case if they want to add the terms and conditions or comparison sheet, or if they want to attach some attachment for reference or images of the product or something like that, they will be able to attach that in the portal and they will be submitting the quote. So once the quote is being submitted, so system will automatically sync it back to the NAVBUILD, and the quotes in the purchase quotes will be automatically created in the system. And you will have an option to compare the quotes. So based on the for a request, what all the quotes has been received, you will have an option to compare all the quotes at a single page. So let me try a different quote. Once the quote is being compared, so you will have an option, system will have an option to create as an order. So once the quote is being compared and there will be an approval workflow in the quote comparison. So once the L1 is being selected, so system will have an option to create a sub purchase order. So this is the purchase order. So where you will find who is the vendor and what project against the purchase order has been created and what is the document date, and against that what are all the items or how much quantity and what is the unit price. So if the order is being created from the code, the purchase team will not have an option to change or to modify the rate in the purchase order. So once it's been received, so a site team will have a purchase GRN to be received. So once they will open that and they will receive the material. So once it has been received, automatically these quantities will be updated by the system. Okay. So based on the received quantity, so the site team, speaking about the receiving the quantity, site team will have an option to reject the quantity as well if there is any quality issues or if there is any quantity issues. So based on the rejected quantity, system will have an option to initiate the return order policies. Okay. So based on the received quantity, so accounts team, the finance team will have an option directly to book an invoice. So the three-way bill matching, so that will be done by the system. So system has already the purchase order, the GRN which has been received, and only thing the accounts team will be needing is the physical invoice copy of the vendor. So that once if they match the physical invoice copy of the vendor, they will be allowed to release the purchase invoices. So they will be allowed to post the purchase invoices and book their payables. So that is a flow of the material management, like I say, a module. And whereas if you want the consumption part of the material, you will have once the material received at site, system will automatically update the stocks, and the stock will be maintained as an item ledger entry. So system will maintain all your input and outputs of this stock statement. Okay. So you will have an option. You can you can issue the materials directly to the floor, directly to the laborers, or you can actually issue it to the subcontractors who is working in the site. So you will have an option to subcontractor issue and subcontractor return. So in case if they are going to return the material to the store, it will have an option to return the subcontractor issued item. So based on the issue, so the consumption will be calculated. So system, the site store people or the project team will have option to post the consumption journal. So what is actually consumed at site. Okay. So based on these consumption, so as we saw in your project management and jobs page, system is automatically going to update. System is automatically going to update all these usages. Okay, so you will have a real-time data, real-time reports, so throwing out of the system. So based on the consumption which is being posted from this site team. Okay. So now moving on to the resource management, so which is very similar to your material, but it again has a order requisition. So there is a request for the resource, and you will have RFQs, quotes, and finally you will have internal orders and external orders. So internal order is nothing but your piece-rate workers, PRW orders, or your company labors. So in case if you're going to use company labors, so in that case, system will need an order to be created. So it is not anything manually we are going to create. So the purchase team or the contracts team is going to create from the requisition, job demand planning automatically. And the external order is nothing but your subcontractor orders. So all your subcontractor orders will come through requisitions, okay, from the site. So okay, no orders, either it can be a purchase order or your subcontractor orders. So it neither can be created directly in the system without any requisition from the site. So that is a control on the quantity part. And on the cost part, for the contracts team, the system will actually validate you based on the budget validation that mapped in the jobs. So system will validate the unit cost of each and every item or resources which is specified in the rate analysis. Okay, so system is going to validate the cost level as well. So both the quantity validations and cost validations will be happening before the order is being issued. So once the order has been issued, and you'll be able to see the vendor statistics. So how many orders has been created, how much values of order has been created, how much values of invoices is outstanding for the vendor, how much is being paid, or if there is any refund. So you can track all these information for the vendor, which is being selected here. And you will have option for creating your measurements. So vendor measurements. So you will have option to create both. Just like in your jobs, you will have option to create milestones or progressive billings as well for the vendor. So you will have option to create your measurements, actual measurements at site. So what is the work done quantity, and system is not going to allow you. Again, system is not going to allow you to specify the to enter the work done quantity more than the order quantity, which has been given to the vendor. Okay, so and the work done value system will automatically calculate based on the order unit price, which is being issued to the vendor, and the site QS team will have an option to monitor the completion percentage for each and every bill against the work orders. And you will have an option to specify the advance and the retention, and this will be available at the time of order itself. So once we specify the advance and the retention terms in the order, so system is automatically going to calculate 5% or 10% it is. And from here, once the bill is certified, so even we have a control on this part as well, where you can only system can restrict you till if you want to certify a subcontractor bill. In that case, system will go and validate what is the customer running bill which is being created for this particular VOQ item. For this VOQ item, system will go and validate what is the customer running bill quantity is being certified. For based on that, system will allow you to certify the subcontractor bill. That validations as well you will be having here. So now moving back to the customer bill. So once the subcontractor bill is being created, so we'll go to the customer bill. So now we are going into the jobs where you will be creating all your customer running bills from this screen. Okay. So yeah, so you can create any number of bills here, and system is going to monitor all your previous bill, the current bill, and cumulative bills. Okay, so we don't have to prepare manually any hereafter. So like all the QS team, most probably they will be preparing the customer running bill like with a manual measurement sheet, and against the measurement sheet, what is the previous bill, what is the present bill, and what is till date, what is the cumulative bill quantities and all. So now, since everything is going into the system, the system is going to track you all your previous, present, and cumulative bills. So we just have to pitch in the measurement, actual measurement, which has been recorded at the site. And even for the measurement, you don't have to do it manually, and we'll have an option to import it from the Excel as well. So you can import the measurement sheet from the Excel, and system will calculate based on the awarded price, based on the quoted price during the estimation. So system will calculate the unit, the bill amount, bill value, and you will have option to enter what is being certified. So how much we have claimed, against that what is being certified by client. So even that system, you will have an option to enter, record it here. So from here, you will have an option to create the invoice. This is not an actual invoice, so basically it's a performer invoice. So we will have an option to create a performer invoice and share it to the client. And once client certifies that invoice, the accounts team will be able to directly generate an invoice from the system, from the running bill which has been created, and they will add their taxation parts, and they can issue your tax invoice to the client. So opting for the Business Central will make you actually easily monitor your email notification to the clients. So system will have a capability to send them emails, send the tax invoices, or send the vendor the payment notifications. So from the system itself. So, and coming to the vendor portal part, so we just covered the code RFQ side, and whereas you will have, other than that, you will have in the order, you will have an option to maintain your orders. Vendor will have an option to maintain your orders, and against that, they can acknowledge, they can accept or reject the orders. If they are going to accept the orders, system will allow them to create an ASN, advance shipment notice. So against, once they create an advance shipment notice from the system, so system will automatically suggest you the GRN quantity. So system, again, the site people will not have a manual entry work to do during the GRN. So once the vendor is going to create an ASN from the system, from the portal, that it will automatically sync to the NAVBUILD as an ASN receipt note. Okay, so the site team will have to just validate the quantity which has been shipped from here, from the ASN, and then they will have to post the receipt. So that's what they are going to do at the site level. And here, system vendor will have an option to monitor the purchase return orders. So in case any quantity has been rejected during due to any damage or quality issues, in that case, vendor will have an option track on purchase return order. And here, vendor will have an option again to create an invoice from the system itself. So they will, against the project, against the ASN which has been received at site. So based on that, vendor will have an option to create an invoice, and that will again come back to the NAV. So again, it will return back to the NAV, to the accounts team, and they just have to review the invoice which has been sent to vendor, and they can post it. So any mail communication can be avoided, like for the quote, or for a request for quote, or quote for the negotiation, vendor negotiations, for an invoice, for the payment advice. So any kind of a mail notification can be reduced, can be eliminated actually with this kind of portal. Okay, and vendor can again see his statement of accounts from his system itself, from his portal itself. We don't have to share it, particularly the statement of accounts every month. So that is about the vendor portal side. And now coming to the, so this is about the execution part of the NAVBUILD. And whereas the Prakash has highlighted on the promotion part, you will have a separate module for the promotion management. And here you will have an option to maintain the customers, their bookings, and their registrations. So before the registrations, system is going to allow you to create multiple, so to create huge bulk invoices. So in case you have 200 or 1,000 plus properties, and you want to create an invoice for all the customers, or like more than 300 or 400 customers at once, system is going to enable you in a one click. System will create those many demand notices to the customers who has been booked the property. So based on the booking details, system will create all the demand notes based on the milestone details. Yeah, so you will have a property masters and everything. So in case if the customer wants to cancel a property, or if they want to swap the properties, or if you want to swap the customer itself, those things system is going to enable you with automatic transaction. So system, once if you are going to initiate the cancellation process, system is going to ask you what is the cancellation fees, and system will automatically post the cancellation invoices. And if you are going to opt for the refund, system will automatically pass the refund entries into the NAV, into the system. That will help you to manage the financial part. So you don't have to multiple times, the finance team don't have to follow up with the customer, so or follow up with the team, follow up with the CRM team to do the refunds. So on a one click, the finance team can create an invoice, or finance team can do a cancellation or the refund. And moving, just a winding up as a winding up. Let's look into the customer portal. So where customer can be provided as a portal, and they will be able to log in to this portal as well. Okay, so they'll be able to see the property images. Okay, so for they can see the property details. So what is the property value? What is the UDS value? What is the square feet of the UDN? And what are the amenities available for the property? And what are the milestones? So, so once and for all, once a milestone is being paid or adjusted, so then system will automatically update in the portal as well. So when is the due date and what is the payment date as well. Okay. So in case customer want to see the detail of the milestone or detail of the payment, so in that cases, they can click on the detail and they can take a printout of the invoice from their portal itself. So we don't have to manually circulate the mails to each and every customer. Okay, so this will make the customer life simple and they don't have to repeatedly follow us back. And we don't have to again follow them back for the payments. So based on the due date, they will be able to see the due date from the system portal itself. And against each and every milestone, we have a deliverables. So against first milestone, you would have a copy of a building plan, approved plan for construction. So each and every document can be linked from the NAVBUILD, and that will again link it to the portal. So customer can themselves, so once the milestone is being paid, customer can themselves download this copy of an agreement from their portal itself. Okay. And you will customer can always go and see the demand notes, what are all the demand notes is being raised, and what are all the invoices is being raised, and against that, what are all the payments they have been paid. So if you go to the invoices, the system is going to show you the list of invoices which is raised to the customer so far from the company. Okay. Yeah. And customer can again take a statement of accounts from their login pages. So this is about the total overview. So this is only an overview of the product. So just to give a look and feel of the product. And talking about the look and feel, this is the landing page where the product lands when you log in. And you will have these many module wise. You can configure this a module wise setup in your user based on the company's requirement. So based on the role requirement. So if a project manager is going to log in, we can have a separate login page for him. And if the director is going to log in, we can have a separate login page, separate reports, separate queue boxes. So we call these things, these small boxes, as a queue boxes, where you can have multiple queue boxes based on the requirement of the users who is going to log in. You can have a chart, you can have any kind of chart, like for example, if you see, you can have this kind of a 3D templates, so the 3D configuration. So like this, you can have multiple charts. So this is purely based on the company's requirement. So your partner is going to, we are going to configure this based on your requirement and based on your business processes. And in case the management needs an extra outsourced report, we can generate the reports which has been coming from the NAVBUILD to your directly to the Power BI portals. Okay, so it will give you a colorful, or it will give you a precise, or it will give you a pictographic reports from the Power BI. And summing up, that NAVBUILD is going to offer you your various reports. So if you take on the project management side, NAVBUILD is going to offer you the budget versus actual, both project wise or the BOQ wise or the item wise. What is a variation report? So if you are going through a variation order, so any change during the process is going to go through a variation order. In that case, what is the comparison of the variation order? What is the projected invoicing? So what is the cost summary and what is the price summary of the project, and what is the earned value reports. So these kind of reports the system is going to offer you, and each module wise system will offer you these many reports.
Yeah, thanks, Darshan. Any
Thank
questions?
you. Thank you for your time. So if there is any questions, we can put it in the chat. So We'll be glad
Yes, sir.
to answer all of it.